Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. It's not really an analysis, more a collection of these genuinely frightening stories, accounts from people whose living situations just turned into absolute nightmares.
Yeah, it hits close to home, doesn't it? That fear of domestic insecurity. When shared spaces go really, really wrong, it's unsettling.
Exactly. So our goal today is to recount 4 true stories. We're going to put you, the listener, into these situations. Situations where a seemingly simple arrangement with a new roommate, well, it revealed something terrifying, something dangerous hiding just beneath the surface. Let's start with the first one. Set in Hell's Kitchen, New York City. Imagine you're, say, 22. You need cheap housing desperately. It's NYC. And you find this ad on Craigslist. An apartment in Hell's Kitchen, incredibly low price, almost too good to be true.
Which usually means it is, right? There's always a catch.
Right. And the landlord, when you meet him, he seems awkward. A bit strange, maybe. But, the price is right.
You make allowances. You overlook the weirdness for the deal. Happens all the time.
So the catch, according to the landlord, is this roommate, Bren. He says Bren is very quiet, very reserved. So reserved, in fact, he doesn't even come out when you view the place. But when you move in, you hear sounds from his room, shuffling, moving around. So, okay, Bren exists. He's just quiet. Then comes the first night. You hear Bren leave. The front door slams shut. Okay, normal enough. But later, maybe much later, you wake up. You hear the front door close again. Then steps coming down the hall, right to your bedroom door. And they stop.
Oh, that's chilling. Just stopping right there.
Yeah. And you look down at the crack under the door, that little sliver of light, you see the outline of feet, just standing there, not moving, silent.
And your mind is probably racing, trying to make sense of it. Maybe it's just Bren being weird. The quiet roommate.
Exactly. Your mind tries to rationalize it. This Bren guy the landlord mentioned, maybe he's just creepy. You wait, frozen, until eventually the feet move away, the footsteps recede. But the next day, curiosity gets the better of you.
Ooh.
Or maybe just unease. You see Bren's door is cracked open just a tiny bit. So you decide, okay, I'll just peek in, say hello, try to break the ice.
Oh.
And the room is completely empty, like bare walls, bare floor, nothing except for a single old high school classroom chair just sitting in the corner.
Just the chair, nothing else.
Nothing. It's terrifying. So you immediately lock yourself in your room, grab your phone, call the landlord. You put the phone to your ear and you hear it start to ring. But the ringing isn't just in your ear. It's loud. It's coming from inside your room.
Yeah.
Yes, from your own closet. And then the call goes straight to voicemail. He declined the call. The realization hits you like ice water. He didn't decline it from somewhere else. He declined it from the closet. He's in the apartment.
Oh my God, so Brenda never existed.
Never. It was him the whole time. The landlord. You lock yourself in the bathroom, call 911. The police arrive, they search the apartment, and they find him hiding under your bed.
Under the bed. Wow. And the lease. The apartment itself.
Turns out there was no real lease, and he didn't even own the apartment. Just a total con, preying on someone desperate for cheap rent. He manufactured Bren to explain away his own presence, his own noises. Gaslighting through environment manipulation, basically.
That's profoundly disturbing.
Yeah.
Using the setup of a roommate to mask his own squatting and surveillance.
Exactly, a complete violation. Okay, let's move to the second story. This one shifts to a more isolated setting. A chicken farm, actually. You're renting a room, furnished, near this farm. Seems convenient. The landlord is an older guy, Ben, maybe in his 70s. You pay him weekly, cash, no contract, very informal.
And that informality, that isolation.
Yeah.
That's where the power dynamic gets skewed. No oversight.
Things get weird one night. You wake up middle of the night, and Ben is just standing there in your doorway, hand on the doorknob.
Standing there,
Big.
watching.
Apparently. And then he speaks, but his voice is different, deep, really hoarse. And he says, "Stay out of the basement." He actually accuses you of having been in the basement, which you absolutely haven't. It's completely out of the blue.
That's immediately alarming. The accusation, the warning, delivered like that in the middle of the night. It's aggressive.
Totally. So the next day, you see Ben drive off in his old beat-up car, his jalopy. And that bizarre warning, it sticks with you. You feel compelled, maybe a little scared, to see what's down there. Why was he so insistent? So you go check out the basement door. You find the light switch at the bottom of the stairs. The basement looks, well, like a basement. Musty, cluttered maybe. But then you see it. A door to a corner room. And this door, it's hard to push open. There's this thick rubber strip, like a weather seal, jammed underneath it.
Designed to keep something in, or maybe a smell out.
Exactly, a smell. Because when you finally force it open, the smell hits you. Rotting. like death. And inside, it's a horror scene. Bloodstains, dark stains all over the concrete floor. Big black plastic bags stacked high against one wall. And they're stretched. Long enough, you realize, to hold bodies or body parts. And there's a camera, like a surveillance camera, mounted and aimed right down at this workbench in the room.
Good Lord. Blood, bags, the smell, a camera. This isn't just weird. This is something else entirely.
You know instantly you need to get out. You manage to snap a quick picture with your phone just for proof. Then you bolt upstairs, grab your essentials, start packing frantically. And just as you're about to leave, you hear it. Ben's old car pulling back up the driveway.
He came back.
He came back. And you hear him come inside, stomp straight down towards the basement, like he knew you'd looked or knew he had to check on whatever was in those bags. You don't wait. You sprint to your car, peel out of there, drive like 15 miles before you even feel safe enough to pull over and call the police.
And the police.
They went out there, they arrested Ben. Apparently they caught him trying to clear out evidence from the basement. The deputies later confirmed they found things in the bags but didn't elaborate beyond that.
So unlike the first story's con artist, this was potentially something far, far darker, organized, predatory. And that warning was his attempt to keep you away from his work.
Yeah. A terrifying escalation. Okay, third story. Let's shift again, this time to what should be a safe space. A college dorm. Freshman year.
Right, the dorm setting. Supposedly vetted roommates, close quarters. Any breach of trust there feels amplified.
So your roommate is this guy, John. Quiet. Glasses. Kind of a, gamer type. Gives you that dead fish handshake when you meet him. He's really bad at conversation, like one-word answers. Goes to bed super early, 10 p.m. every night. You figure, okay, not friends, but tolerable. Then things start feeling off. You notice one day your duffel bag, left by your bed, seems like it's been moved, and maybe feels lighter. You confront John, ask him if he went through your stuff. He gets really defensive, aggressive even, flatly denies it, leaves you feeling uneasy.
The denial itself can be a red flag, especially if it feels overly aggressive.
Definitely. So weeks go by. Uneasy truce. Then, one night, there's a big thunderstorm. Loud thunder, lots of lightning. You wake up briefly, see these constant flashes of light in the room. You just assume, okay, intense lightning, go back to sleep. The next morning, your backpack, which you left near your desk, is slightly open and definitely moved from where you put it.
The pattern. First the duffel bag, now the backpack. And the flashes. Maybe not lightning.
That's what you start thinking. So you decide to test it. You plan to stay awake one night, but pretend to be asleep. See what happens. So it's late, maybe 1 or 2 a.m. You're lying there facing the wall pretending. And sure enough, the flashes start again. In the room. Intermittent.
Not synchronized with any thunder outside, presumably.
Exactly. So summoning all your courage, you quickly flip over in bed. And you see John sitting bolt upright in his own bed. And the instant you flip, he quickly drops his arms down. It wasn't lightning. It was his phone. He was taking pictures of you while you slept, using the flash.
That is incredibly violating, just photographing you in your sleep.
Horrifying. You immediately request a room change the next day. It gets approved. Before you fully move out, John happens to be gone for a bit, and you notice his laptop is sitting there, slightly cracked open. You know you probably shouldn't, but you look.
Curiosity, or maybe needing confirmation of how bad it was.
Yeah.
What did you find?
His desktop is a total mess. Files everywhere, but you start clicking. And you find them. Photos. Dozens of photos taken with his iPhone flash of you, sleeping in your bed. But then, you find something even worse.
Worse than photos of you sleeping.
Photos of the inside of your duffel bag. Photos of the inside of your backpack. Close-ups of your stuff. He wasn't just looking at you. He was documenting your belongings. Going through everything when you were asleep or out.
That's beyond voyeurism. That's surveillance. Information gathering, assessing you, your possessions. It's deeply predatory.
Yeah. You quickly take a video of his laptop screen with your phone as evidence. You delete the photos from his computer, report everything to the housing authorities. But you still have one last night in that room before the change is finalized.
Oh, that must have been unbearable.
It was awful. You're lying there, wide awake, terrified. And then you hear it. The squeak of his mattress springs as John gets up from his bed. Silence for a moment. Pure silence. And then you hear this short, quiet exhale, like a breath, right above your bed.
He was standing over you.
You know he is, standing right over you in the dark, but you are absolutely too terrified to move, to even open your eyes. You just lie there, frozen, until eventually you hear him go back to his bed.
That final act. The silence standing over you. It's pure psychological intimidation, letting you know he knows you know, and solidifying the terror. Chilling.
pure psychological warfare. Okay, final story. This one involves a different kind of potential danger. Let's call the roommate Betty. You're subletting a room in an apartment from your friend, Kathy, sharing the place with Betty, an older woman, maybe in her 60s.
Okay, so an older roommate.
Yeah.
Different dynamic again.
Right. Second night you're there, something strange happens. You're walking down the hall, and you just see Betty's head kind of peek out from behind the wall at the end of the hallway. She's just staring at you intently and making these weird, faint noises like low groans or moans. It's unsettling. Later, you mention it, maybe casually, she claims she has absolutely no memory of doing it.
Lack of memory can be significant.
Yeah.
Could be dismissal, could be something else.
Yeah. Then, a few weeks later, you're home alone one night, and you hear this persistent knocking at your bedroom door, accompanied by those same faint moaning sounds. And you suddenly realize your bedroom door doesn't have a lock.
That adds a whole layer of vulnerability. No physical barrier.
None. The real climax happens later. You're asleep. It's maybe 1:30 a.m. You wake up to a sound, a creak in the floorboards right next to your bed. You open your eyes, and there's a figure standing there at the edge of your bed in the dark. You reach over, heart pounding, flick on the bedside lamp. It's Betty, standing right there. Her hair is all disheveled. She looks confused, distressed maybe, still making those low, strange sounds. And she's holding a knife, a big kitchen knife.
A knife. Okay, that instantly changes everything. Odd behavior is one thing. A weapon is an immediate threat.
You scream, obviously, but Betty, she doesn't react to the scream like you expect. She just keeps making the sounds, looking sort of vacant. Then, after a moment that feels like forever, she just turns around and slowly walks out of your room. You scramble out of bed, shove your dresser in front of the door, wedge it shut.
Smart move. Blocking the door. What happened next?
You don't sleep, obviously. The next morning, you immediately call your friend Kathy, the one you're subletting from, tell her everything. Kathy does some research, talks to maybe some family members of Betty's, puts the pieces together, and they figure out that Betty most likely has a severe case of something called sundowning syndrome.
Sundowning, yes. It's a symptom often associated with dementia or Alzheimer's. Causes increased confusion, anxiety, agitation, even aggression, typically in the late afternoon or evening as daylight fades.
Exactly. So those episodes of staring, moaning, knocking, and ultimately standing there with a knife while seemingly confused, it was likely the sundowning. She probably wasn't consciously malicious, but in that state.
The danger was absolutely real. The knife was real. Her intent, driven by the condition, could still have been harmful, even lethal, regardless of her conscious awareness or memory afterward.
Precisely. You moved out immediately, of course. But it highlights how danger in a shared space isn't always premeditated malice. It can stem from illness, from conditions that alter behavior so drastically.
Absolutely. So if we look at all four of these, the con artist landlord creating a phantom roommate, the potentially murderous farmer hiding secrets in the basement, the creepy surveillance roommate, and the older woman experiencing severe sundowning. The common thread is the terrifying breakdown of safety in the one place you should feel secure, your home. It shows how quickly that assumption of safety collapses when the person you share space with harbors a secret, a dangerous intent, or even an uncontrolled medical condition.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How fast can that place of comfort, your own room, your apartment, turn into a place of genuine terror? All it takes is trusting the wrong person or being unaware of the hidden reality right next to you. Thank you for joining us on this very unsettling deep dive into the dark side of shared living. If these stories grabbed you, maybe made you check your own locks, please do like, share, and subscribe to Horror Docs. We explore more of the sinister and the unsettling regularly.
Stay safe out there. Until next time.